Yeah, this weekend, Friday started off a little rough. Still had a few brake issues again, and by the time we got that sorted, it was a little late in the session. Went out with the new suspension and everything that was on it. It took us a little bit to get it dialed in. This is a different shock than what we were running on. And the bike setup was pretty far off because we didn't really get a whole lot of track time to mess with it before getting here. And so the whole first session, we were kind of just doing that stuff. And session number 2 went out, had Super Pole, was sitting 12th, and lost it on the last lap. So ended up missing Super Pole, qualified 13th. Saturday morning, had a pretty good session going on a used tire. Was running low 23s all morning long and was feeling really, really good. I think that tire had 30 laps on it, so I knew I could go quick at the end of the race. It was just going to be about going fast at the beginning. So got a bad start in race 1. Was way back. First few corners, was trying to work my way up, and there were a couple guys I had to work through. By that time, they had already pulled a 3-second gap or so on me, and I just put my head down and tried to do as many fast laps as I could, fairly consistent, and eventually, and I'm talking like last lap, caught up to the group. Tried to make a pass on Matthew Skulls, but just couldn't get it in time, and ended up taking home a 4th place finish in Super Stock, and I think 10th overall. So that was, I was happy with that. That's battling with the right guys was really good for me.
Right now, I got to work on segment 1, the first 3 corners, 4 corners. I'm really struggling through there, so I just got to work on the tighter stuff, on the rougher stuff, and hopefully I can get up there with those guys today.
We unloaded the crash bike, the heap, and pulled the parts off of it that were good, which included the engine, probably one of the few parts that was good. Everything else was pretty much destroyed. Built a new bike. We came here, and Glenn and Josh and I got together on the bike, got it through tech, and went out, and we were really happy with the way immediately the new bike worked, and we're pleased with it. And yesterday's race, where we almost got on the box, that was pleasing too. Compared to where we were 2 weeks ago, I'm very happy with where we are now, and now we're aggressively trying to figure out how can we get on the box today.
Race 2, kind of similar. I got a decent start today and had to work through a couple of guys, only a few guys this time, and by the end of lap 1 I was back to where I should have been, but they had already pulled a little bit of a gap, so I had to put my head down for 4 or 5 laps to get that second or so gap back. I did my fastest laps of the weekend pretty consistently, mid-22s. And yeah, the race was fun. I got up to them and actually got into 3rd place Super Stock, and I didn't know it, but whenever I was braking into turn 1, I felt something hit my foot and find out that my front fender flew off and smacked Danny right in the front of his bike. So you're welcome, Danny. And then I missed a shift on the front straight. And Danny had already passed me back, so I was sitting 4th, and then I missed the shift on the front straight, and Anthony passed me back. And then from there, I couldn't really do a whole lot. My wrist was really, really hurting. And it was a really good race for me, and I was glad to be battling with the right guys again. And we're going to carry this little momentum that we have, and go into Barber looking for a couple of podiums.